Belum jam 3 udah kelar.
So, and many
Yang sebelah
women
belum jam 3
today
udah kelar.
Are shaping the space for
sebelah.
product, education, research, and also
Gantian sini yang banyak.
So, let's learn from our speaker and see how we can grow responsibly and inclusively in Web3. Today we will join by inspiring women who are actively building in Web3. Ethan Yu from Proof, Ken Wang from Onigiri, Michi from Glowfit, Kemi from BB, and Vivian from Base, and Hani Hong from Buzzbridge. Okay, welcome ladies. Thank you for joining us today. Let's give them a warm applause. Tepuk tangan dulu dong buat cewek-cewek keren ada di sini. Okay, so let's start with introduction first. Okay, and I'm curious, how did you first get involved in Web3 and what motivated you to be part of this ecosystem? Maybe start from you.
Dev community, and I had the opportunity to connect with Polkadot, the new East Western ecosystems, and I know very developers and builders. I think they are very innovative and very different from the traditional finance system, and I feel the passion and the crypto world is very open. So I think it will have more opportunity for the youngers like me. So I decided to building in crypto world and then start with the community and then join a DeFi team, and now I joined the real world assets.
Okay, that's interesting. What about you?
Satu udah.
Hi everyone, I'm Kay from Capital. I mean, before sharing my journey, I would love to give everyone a little bit of context on what Onigiri does. So we are an early stage venture capital fund focusing on blockchain investments, especially on early stage startups. So seed to Series A, and what we focus on is really DeFi, stablecoins, payments, infrastructure, and all the way to tokenizations. So that's the 5 areas that we usually focus on. So when I started my journey, I started in the Web2 space, so more on the fintech. So fintech really built my foundation in the whole payment ecosystem. So for fintech, I started in 2018, really building the whole ecosystem and expansion across Southeast Asia. So that's how I actually got into the payment space. And the reason why I started ending into the Web3 space is what's after next, right? So back then in 2018, neobank was a buzzword. Then upcoming, then there was a lot of talks about blockchains, etc. But back then it was still very negatively associated with scammers, etc. So I wanted to enter the space myself and then really look at what are all these projects doing. So I entered Web3 via stablecoins. So payments to stablecoins, that was the natural shift. And then stablecoins, and then now I'm on the buy side where we look at projects, really focusing on the 5 areas that I look at.
Thank you. Okay, it's so interesting. We start from fintech. Next, Vivi, how about you?
Indo apa Inggris nih?
Boleh?
Indo ya?
Boleh,
Oke. Hi everyone, GM. My name is Vivian. Aku dari Base Indonesia. Aku juga mau cerita sedikit tentang bagaimana awalnya aku masuk ke Web3 ya. Jadi awalnya itu aku come dari male dominated industry juga, which is esports atau gaming. Terus setelah aku 7 tahun di esports and gaming, aku mulai terpapar terhadap crypto asset investment. Terus setelah itu aku mulai belajar nih blockchain itu apa gitu ya. Dan ide bahwa kita pengen bikin suatu hal itu decentralized dan semua orang punya kepemilikan mereka masing-masing tanpa ada single point of failure, itu bikin aku, wih keren juga ya gitu. Makanya dari situ aku masuk mulai bikin project di Base juga kebetulan. I was a builder dari Base. Terus setelah itu waktu desain dapat posisi menjadi country lead Base Indonesia. Jadi itu tuh lika-liku perjalanan aku sampai di
Long journey, jadi dimulai dari e-sport.
betul, male dominated industry.
Dan abis itu belajar lebih dalam soal blockchain.
Betul.
Dan pintunya terbuka sampai sekarang bisa jadi manajer apa country lead Indonesia keren. How about you? Ini Dev Web3 Indo top number 1.
dan benar-benar masuk itu waktu aku tahu tentang NFT, waktu NFT boom di 2021. I got so curious gimana sih orang-orang tuh bisa jual art, digital art, dan dapat bayaran sampai ribuan bahkan bisa jutaan dolar. So I learned how to make NFT, explore NFT marketplace, and make a video tutorial on YouTube. Back then tuh gak ada tutorial bahasa Indonesia, jadi it got viral dan aku berlanjut jadi content creator and maybe educator di Web3 ini. Dan berlanjut di 2022 waktu aku emang kenalan lebih dalam dengan blockchain secara teknologi, mungkin kayak tadi Vivian ya, aku amazed juga how it's so transparent dan basically anyone can build on blockchain. Jadi mereka tuh bisa deploy apapun inovasi yang mereka bayangkan. Dan gara-gara aku punya background di programming juga, aku tuh interested untuk learning how to build a smart contract and deploy code in the blockchain. And I guess itu keterusan sampai sekarang jadi builder in the Web3 ecosystem sampai sekarang.
Tepuk tangan buat Fendi dan semua teman-teman di sini. Vici, how about you? Long journey ya. Boleh mungkin journey-nya gimana sampai sekarang?
Jadi mungkin aku cerita sedikit ya. Jadi awalnya itu aku tahu itu dari teman. Dikasih tahu tuh apa itu Bitcoin, apa itu Ethereum, apa ini. Waktu itu sebenarnya belum ada, jadi aku belajar sendiri. Dan ketika aku belajar sendiri, aku nge-post di LinkedIn. Jadi nge-post di LinkedIn, di Instagram, and then ada tiba-tiba ada HR dari salah satu company reach out. As simple as that. Habis itu kita ngobrol, and then I got into my first crypto project. And after that, I moved to another exchange, which is Crypto. Dan dari Crypto aku belajar banyak, dan aku pindah ke Binance. Di Binance aku waktu itu di bagian business development. Jadi di business development itu kita gimana caranya ngembangin satu produk, getting all the volumes, getting community, make this product famous within all the users. Lalu dari Binance aku pindah ke Friendster, di sana juga ngebangun digital market, dan sekarang di Bitcoin. So I think crypto is very new, masih banyak kesempatan untuk bertumbuhnya. Jadi buat teman-teman di sini yang getting into crypto or already in crypto, you can stay in crypto. Yeah, that's the story for myself.
Cool, exchange ke exchange.
Exchange, betul.
Journey-nya panjang. Okay, lastly, the woman with red hair. How did you first get involved with that?
Thank you. I'm Web3 Honey, a KOL from Japan and co-founder of Multiverse Capital. And before Web3, I was a stock and FX trader. And one day I read the news of DeFi and I thought it was an amazing system, even for people in countries without access to bank account. And I thought blockchain will change the world, so I decided to join this industry. And I also realized there were very few female influencers at the time. And I felt it would be better to become a KOL first before making a company. This is my story.
Okay, cool. So, thank you for sharing your stories. So, we can see that everyone start from different background, yeah, from KOL first, peer-to-peer UCT, e-sport gaming, fintech, builders, etc. Okay, so that's a good reminder that gak ada perfect background ya, harus mulai semuanya, literally semua dengan background apapun itu bisa kerja di Web3. Okay, but I want to go a little deeper. So from your experience, which roles or responsibilities shaped your journey in the most in Web3?
So myself first, because in my typical time I work with multiple groups in projects in crypto. I think the most experience that shaped my self-community, the opportunity maybe connect with
biggest part is really to learn across the different industry. Because I think like what she mentioned as well, crypto and Web3 and blockchain itself is still a very new industry by itself, and there's a lot of like subcategories for you to really look at every day. There's currently like AI, agentic AI, there's DeFi, there's like NFTs, there's so many categories for everyone to just like take a look and see what is the next trustable technology or area that we should look at.
Okay. Maybe a different question for TV and VG. VG. Okay, so what skill set? Skill setnya apa sih? Learning path-nya apa sih kayak bisa jadi kalian di titik ini? Oke, aku udah siapkan. Skill set sih. What skill?
Nah, menurut aku mungkin pakai bahasa Inggris ya biar teman-teman bisa belajar yang international course. I think the most important skills is problem solving. When it comes to exchange, right? You're dealing with users, with KOLs, with operations, daily basis, community flood sometimes, and problems is always there every day. And you have to think how to solve this problem by all the steps because problems will always be there. And also, I think because in exchanges we work remotely, right? Because I think it's the culture of the crypto industry, and communication skill is also important. How to tell other people your ideas clearly, and how to build relationships because we are working in the exchange and we need partners like KOLs and other partners, and it's very important to build a relationship by having a good communication skill. And I think having a social skill, being genuine when we talk to people, being friends with, like people that we met. So that's a waste of everything. So problem solving, and also building a good relationship, and also, building trust.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, we talk about the remote work. So how flexible are remote work influence in, di mana sih remote work itu sangat beragam di pekerjaan Web3 ini? Karena kamu remote terus ya?
Iya, jadi sedikit cerita teman-teman, aku itu kerja remote sudah 4 tahun, dari 2021 sampai sekarang. Itu sebuah anugerah karena kita diberikan kepercayaan untuk bekerja dari mana saja, dan itu waktu kita hati ada satu yang harus aku yaitu adalah untuk menjaga etika kerja. Jadi ketika kita bekerja jam kerja itu harus tetap fast response. Kalau ada deadline kita kerjakan. Terus kalau ada important meeting kita harus tepat waktu, nggak bisa kita telat, itu nggak ada. So I think remote work is blessing, but it also comes with a good responsibility.
Taking ownership and responsibility.
Yes, harus ada rules kalau kita tuh harus disiplin.
Okay, Vivi, what skill set you have?
Kayaknya ada a few deh Kak Niki, kalau misalkan kita mau breakdown. Mungkin aku Indo ya, karena tadi Uci udah Inggris kan, biar bilingual. Kalau dari aku tuh ada beberapa guys. Nomor satu, pastinya English ya kalau bisa, karena foundation buat ngobrol, apalagi kalau tadi Anissa juga ngobrol bagaimana kita tuh remote setting, which means that orang-orang yang ngobrol sama kita, tim kita most likely bukan orang Indonesia kayak gitu. Jadi Inggris kalau misalkan kamu soft skill pertama. Kedua menurut aku teamwork, karena tadi Anissa juga udah ngobrol lagi anugerah ya, kita remote anugerah banget karena aku remote juga nih, aku juga remote. Jadi base Indonesia is also remote, kita nggak punya office, dan setahu aku base Australia pun tidak punya office juga. Jadi kita benar-benar remote work. Nah, when it comes to remote work, kita harus ngerti caranya kita tuh bisa remote sama teman-teman di language lain, di culture lain, di tempat lain, dan di time zone lain. Sebenarnya itu sih, karena contoh di Coinbase kebanyakan di US, kita baru bangun, mereka udah kerja. Giliran mereka tidur, kita kerja gitu kan. Jadi kita harus ngerti caranya teamwork dengan differences yang kita punya. Itu satu. Kalau salah satu lagi yang menurut aku penting itu sense of ownership. Ya, jadi founders mindset itu menurut aku important. Sedikit share juga, founders mindset itu salah satu culture yang HR-nya Coinbase dan Base cari ketika kita nyari orang. Karena kalau founders mindset it means satu, kalian mau ngelakuin sesuatu gak harus disuruh. kedua,
Bahasa
ketika kalian
juga
melakukan
kan.
sesuatu under sense of responsibility, ketika hal tersebut tidak berjalan smooth, atau ketika hal tersebut berjalan smooth, kamu the person yang responsible terhadap apa yang kamu kerjakan seperti itu. Terus kalau yang terakhir, menurut aku lifelong learning sebenarnya, karena crypto itu very fast ya. Aku yakin teman-teman merasa the same way juga. Tiap pagi kita bangun, there is always something new. Jadi crypto is not really for everyone buat working menurut aku. Cuman kalau misalkan kalian lifelong learning, kalian like something new, mau terus belajar, crypto is the right code.
Geber makanya.
So, buat work itu pasti comes with responsibility ya, Mbak. Nggak bisa enak-enakan.
Tidur.
Tidur.
So,
Makan berarti enak sih.
opportunities and flexibility, but let's make it even more practical to the business. So, which area do you think are the most consistent for newcomers? Or technical or non-technical, and why? Maybe start from Hani.
Technical things is super difficult. Actually, I don't recommend. But for other area, anything is okay, I think, if you are interested in. But I really do recommend making social media right away while you study. And it's totally okay to tweet that you don't understand something. If you keep going, I'm sure you will get new knowledge and great opportunity.
Which part, technical or non-technical?
So everyone can find their strength in a specific area. As Hani just mentioned, starting with social media is a very good way to connect with different ecosystems, and it will help you get new opportunities.
What about you, Kate? What do you think?
I think a lot of us skip the technical part, so I think I'll just address that part as well. I think a lot of accessible points includes hackathons. I think there's a lot of competitions going around, with Base, with there's so many foundations hosting such grants to really give out to see okay, if you have the right idea, this is the place where you meet the right co-founders or the like-minded people to come together to really build and really try out different ideas. I feel like crypto is just, there's no fear to do it wrong, because that's the whole crypto industry. We try and error a lot of different things, and then eventually something will just take off, and then you'll just really fly to the moon, right? So I think technical wise, hackathon will be good. Events where, especially during such events bigger conferences, where you really get to understand what are the new trends that's up and coming, and then what are the different speakers or the different organizers trying to highlight. For example, this year's even for example Token 2049. There was a lot of attention into payments and stablecoins, and then a few years back there was a lot of attention on NFTs and GameFi. So every year there's different trends. I think that will be a good entry point for everybody.
Interesting. Feby, as a builder, what's your POV? So which area, technical or non-technical, are the most accessible?
I think to be starting as a user first in the market, as in other than just investing in crypto atau beli Bitcoin or any aset crypto yang ada di exchange, benar-benar tentu kayak DeFi berarti in the space apapun aplikasi yang sebenarnya dibangun di blockchain inovasi-inovasinya, karena when we truly understand gimana sih ini user dan experience to Web3 itself, itu tuh paling basic lah buat aku untuk akhirnya terjun ke Web3 ekosistem, baru nanti kalian tuh bisa lebih mudah mau ke arah yang technical atau non-technical roles gitu sih.
Masuk kamera gak bang kalau tidak di sini bang? Kita mau masuk kamera juga. Karenan sini ya oke.
Non-technical. Entering the website. Non-technical, right? So based on my experience, because I've been in this development for 4 years, I think having the
analytical when it comes to doing deals. That's important. And communication as well, that's important. Broaden your network, basically, in Indonesia or like international. I think from having a good network, it's a door for a better life.
Okay, so from your experience, personal experience, this question is for all of you. What challenge have you faced in web as a web? Challenges.
To you?
Yeah. What challenge do you face in web as a web builder?
Yeah, as a people builder in Web3 ecosystem, I think the challenge is like others may assume you can understand the is and the ecosystem as well as male builders. So you need to work hard to like prove that you can understand what's going on and you have your own insights to what's happening in the business industry. So I will recommend like our female builders to express more and maybe try to write some articles and posts on that to show your insights. This will help you to prove yourself.
You have to prove yourself. Okay, what challenge?
I think I'm quite lucky because in the VC space, there's already like quite a bit of like female representative that's up and coming. So when VC cross paths with like blockchain and crypto, I think one of the biggest challenge, especially for like all the different like females in the industry itself, is that we tend to be slightly less risk taker as compared to males because we tend to think more, right? But to me, this actually, instead of a challenge, it actually adds on and is an advantage on the VC end of side because we want to add balance viewpoint. We don't just want to see like, okay, so if the tokens goes up, when shall we like sell or buy? That's not what we are looking at. We are looking at like scalable eventually how this whole business can like take it off and not just a token project like itself, but more of like how it can actually really benefit like the mass adoption and the whole users that's like really
Istilahnya emang
using
kalau
it.
masuk kalau bocor.
Challenge-nya apa? Terus gimana kamu menghadapi challenge?
Sebagai cewek juga nih,
Ya.
specifically. Mungkin aku cerita dan juga ngobrol sedikit sih tadi masalah ini dan aku hidup biar teman-teman ngerti juga gitu ya. Nomor satu, aku merasa women in Web3 itu sangat-sangat underrepresented. Itu karena nomor satu biasanya yang aku nggak suka juga ketika ada acara atau ada event gitu ya, cewek itu pajangan. Cewek itu pajangan, ya kan? Jadi kayak mereka nggak sebenarnya butuh-butuh banget tuh ada di situ. Cuma kita nggak apa-apa fit biar diversity. That's not diversity. That's not representation. Itu adalah kamu pengen ngisi slot aja, which is a very big problem gitu ya. Itu nomor satu. Maksud aku underrepresented adalah cewek-cewek atau women-women di Web3 ini gitu ya, Kaniki itu tidak diberikan kesempatan agar mereka juga be decision makers. Itu nomor satu. Nomor dua, mereka ada sekedar ala kadarnya, which is also wrong menurut gue. Kalau misalkan menurut aku, regardless of gender, panel, speaker, decision making itu memang seharusnya ada karena orang itu memang credible di bidang itu. Terlepas gendernya dia apa, gitu ya, cewek atau cowok. Itu nomor satu. Nomor dua, banyak banget suka orang itu credibility issue kalau misalkan cewek yang fill in the role, which is very problematic menurut aku. Kenapa kok ketika yang nge-fill in cowok, ya udah. Tapi ketika yang di-fill in cewek, semua nanya nih, emang dia pernah ngapain? What's your history? Kenapa dia bisa sampai sini? Menurut aku, regarding hiring atau decision making atau kita nggak boleh second guessing mau mereka cewek maupun cowok gitu ya, kecuali memang ada alasan yang bikin kita second guessing mereka seperti itu. Tapi kalau cuma gendernya doang yang bikin second guessing, it's very, menurut aku seksis banget. Itu nomor dua. Yang ketiga adalah menurut aku space-nya itu kadang nggak welcome untuk wanita. Aku merasakan hal ini di e-sport juga, kayak di mana kita kadang kalau misalkan masuk atau gimana, go back to the kitchen, make a sandwich. You don't belong here.
Ini ya, yang dominated industry pasti
Betul,
gitu ya.
betul. Dan menurut aku, in order buat women atau minority in this case women ya, itu mereka merasa di-accept adalah ketika komunalnya itu sendiri, community-nya itu sendiri juga welcoming ke mereka kayak gitu. Jadi menurut aku these are the three biggest challenges ya menurut aku karena aku sendiri sih merasa aku bagian itu.
From your effort, it's really harder to prove to them that we can build this industry.
Belum
What's hard then?
Yeah. Yes. Baby, what challenge do you face?
I guess personally kayaknya I'm quite lucky di mana aku tuh merasa being the female in selama aku kerja di web industry itu jadi kayak a bit of advantage ya. Menurut aku kalau dari non-technical roles yang aku dapat kayak as a creator atau educator di workshop
Yang nggak bisa lah, bro.
kalau bikin
Itu tergantung lah.
cewek tuh
Itu
kadang
tergantung
jalan
dapetnya di mana
kadang
dia.
tuh apalagi spesial
Ya, kita geser lah jasanya.
atau mirip lah kalau misalnya aku educate in a workshop jadi lebih gampang get their attention dan mereka kayak lebih tenang katanya nggak seru-seru gitu. Terus kalau dari segi technical awal-awal kan aku as a kerja sebagai smart contract dev hal-hal di dev shop itu luckily dia emang pengen lebih diverse jadi kayak sekarang tuh timnya cowok semua pengen ada cewek jadi kayak lebih increase the chance of me getting hired dan mungkin gara-gara the next step itu aku build my own dev shop atau my own product jadi kan aku sebagai founder bisa self-funded gitu kan cuman the last thing yang aku seneng banget kemarin tuh aku daftar ke salah satu fellowship global gitu ya yang salah satunya bekerja sama dengan Free Foundation and the funny thing is salah satu alasan kenapa tim kita juga kita terima itu gara-gara definisinya sebenarnya ada female juga dan dia juga pengen katanya lihat more startup yang ada female foundernya so it's actually kind of benefit juga sih sebenarnya kita punya female in this case
Kadang itu jadi props juga sebenarnya gimana kita bisa membantu. So, Vici, what challenge have you faced?
Aren't we all?
Spill. Yeah.
So the challenge is, of course, work is work. Work always have a challenge. But when it comes to male-dominated industry, as a woman in this world, sometimes I got like misogynist comment, misogynist behavior. I feel like they think that women is like have a limited capability means that we need to work twice as much, 5x much, you know. And sometimes like they think if we look presentable, they think that we're a bimbo. It's another thing that we need to prove them wrong by, you know, getting more knowledge, getting more connection, getting more skills, value to make
Enggak sih, harusnya
prove
nggak
that
jatuh
other
gini
people
doang.
that we are
Kaget doang.
here and our voice is, you know, we deserve to be heard, right? So there's a lot of challenges, but we gotta work more to prove them wrong. Thank you. Oh, another thing. Also, like online harassment, especially on X. Everyone can be like anonymous on X, but we feel like, oh my god. So
Especially me as a community manager.
yes, like online harassment is so hard on like a woman.
Have you faced online harassment in the community?
Yes, I usually work with like different communities from different countries. Yes, I think it's a fun thing to communicate with different people, and
Ini kejauhan ya kita yang nggak masuk ya,
to
mic-nya.
think your community is a fun thing because you
Tapi udah
should
nyala
like
belum?
gather people who share the same vision with a project or team.
Okay, that's getting better. So, Hani, as a women KOL, yeah, what challenge do you face? Have you faced in Web3? Challenges.
Problems. You know, I'm Japanese, right? Of course, English. Especially at the moment, for me, it's English. So I jumped in this industry. At the moment, I couldn't
there were almost no women in the crypto event development. And there are women working in this industry, but they don't connect each other, they don't know each other. So going to event alone is
Tapi lumayan
felt
HP-nya
like
ini.
a big
Ada
mental
cahaya ke mukanya gitu loh.
and
Iya.
so I wanted to
HP-nya
create a place
face
where
card
they
itu kan.
can meet other women. And at our event, almost 100 women came, and they friends, share information, and get advice each other. And it's not only because of me, of course, but now many women are going to the Web3 event in Japan. And I know I cannot support everything, I cannot do everything, but even if small, I want to keep doing that I can.
Thank you for sharing. Okay, so let's move from challenge to growth. Yeah, this question is
Kecuali
for
di daerah berangin, anjir, ini.
What approach can help people build a sustainable long-term career in Web3?
Approach. I think to always learn, having a lot of knowledge, building your own skill, and having ability to give what we can do at the table, like sharing values, sharing knowledge is important, and also approach to build your personal branding. I guess that's important because I see that, especially in crypto industry, social presence is very important, and it's a new currency, and then it gives new access for like new people, new projects, new job maybe, right? So I think that's the new approach from my side.
Yeah, personal branding is very important. Yeah.
Yes, very
Your
important.
job. How about you, Kate? And
Maybe I can start first as well. For me, I mean, to build a sustainable like this whole industry, I think all the ladies on the stage is doing a good job, because to me the first step is really to step out and then have a representation in the stage itself. Tell people that okay, this industry is not just male dominated, but female has a voice, and female are decision makers as well. I mean, when we look at like projects, etc., not just male who are looking at like, oh, shall we invest or not, but we are the critical voices in like the first stage before any investments can be made. So I think that's critical. One is really for more females to like step out and represent themselves in the various like industry across the whole blockchain industry. And number two is really lifetime learning, right? Just keep sharpening your skill sets, keep really exploring what you want to do, and then have a niche skill set to really dive all the way into it and show people that okay, we can be professional as well in this space.
you're gonna be a lifelong learner.
Yeah, I think if you want to build a long-term career in crypto, first of all, you should be focused, because there are always new narratives or vibes every day in this industry. So I think before you decide to own in a sector, it's good to do a really deep research and to think about what your role you want to play in this sector, and then you can start your long-term career.
Yeah, you should focus. Harus fokus ya guys. Okay. So, what type of sport has helped you most? Education, community, mentorship. I think everything, yeah. But what is the most to help people to get a career? Yeah.
Kalau aku sendiri, menurut aku support yang paling besar itu membership. Karena biasanya dengan membership itu nomor satu kita dapat materi ya, kayak apa yang kita bisa lakukan, do's and don'ts gitu. Apalagi kalau mereka sebelumnya udah pernah di zero juga, kita lebih tahu apa yang sekiranya mereka udah lakukan dan turns out jelek, jadi kita nggak jatuh ke lubang yang sama, contohnya kayak gitu. Terus selain cuman dikasih materi, biasanya mentors itu juga open doors buat kita, karena biasanya mentors juga punya network dia sendiri gitu ya. Actually, the past 3 roles that I got, it's because of the referral. it's not karena gue apa gitu. Dan itu as much as yes tetap harus lewat jalur biasa ya, nggak ada jalur order gitu. Cuman mereka membantu kita untuk tahu bahwa ada opportunity ini di space Web3 kayak gitu. Terus selain itu juga biasanya mentorship itu yang kasih kita referral for a lot of other stuff other than work, panel, networking, masuk ke event-event yang mungkin nggak semua orang bisa masuk kayak gitu. Jadi akses sih menurut aku mentorship itu.
Jadi sebenarnya bisa dimulai di komunitas, edukasi, mentorship itu semua.
Makanya join ke investasi guys, komunitasnya jualan.
Kalau Feby, kita kan semua biasanya kayak aku sendiri jujur aku start from belajarnya di komunitas. Dulu nggak jadi community manager, karena belajarnya di komunitas jadi ngerti belajar web dan blockchain. Nah, kalau kamu kan as first top woman female dev di Indonesia, kamu pasti struggle dong, karena belum ada komunitas developer sekarang kan baru-baru ini aja. Sekarang kamu start your journey, your career di as a developer itu udah lama. Dulu gimana kamu?
Oke, kalau dari aku sendiri sebenarnya aku suka banget kalau anak kau bilang itu tuh you can get into WordPress secara gratis ya, nggak perlu modal uang basically. Karena sekarang I mean you can access internet, artinya kalian tuh udah punya akses banyak knowledge. Jadi waktu aku tahu bisa coding di blockchain, yang pertama kan waktu itu terkenalnya Solidity, aku bener-bener langsung googling aja apa sih platform yang bagus yang gratis untuk bisa belajar Web3 programming atau Solidity programming. Dan salah satu platform yang waktu itu aku pakai itu ada Crypto Zombies atau enggak Cyprian Upgrade. Tapi sekarang tuh udah makin banyak lagi, dan setiap blockchain juga udah ada guide-nya ya, kayak misalnya base ini ya, ada guide-nya juga, documentation untuk gimana memulai building something on base gitu sih. Tapi aku setuju juga sama kata Vivian, kayak community networking dan ada mentor itu play a huge role, karena dengan kita punya connection, punya network, itu tuh ngebantu banget jalan kita untuk bisa berkarir di industri Web3 ini. Jadi paling menyingkat ya, kayak aku selalu ingetin orang dengan 3C yang aku pakai, which is punya curiosity, courage, dan again connection. Dimana kalian tuh harus kayak punya rasa penasaran dulu di industri ini. Courage itu maksudnya you are brave, berani banget untuk kayak mulai dulu aja, just do it. Dan ketiga, bisa kenalan lah, berani kalau ada event kayak gini tuh kenalan sama orang-orangnya biar bisa grow your network. Dan kalau they see some value in you tuh gampang banget untuk kamu tuh di-refer ke orang, just like Vivian said.
Kalau Vici gimana? What support yang help you the most?
Yang sangat-sangat ya.
Ya,
I think having a good leader, having a good boss is such a big blessing. Karena bos itu kan kita tiap hari, every day we contact, like we chat every day with our boss and how he work, his belief, all his, wejangan-wejangan gitu ya, all the insights from him is aku tuh kerjain tiap hari. That's one thing. And also having a boss who teach you, guide you, and sharing knowledge is very important. And also I think community is juga important. When it comes to working in exchange, you need community. That's like the top notch. Because if you have a good product, and then there's no user, like for what, right? So we need community. And then like having a meeting with you guys here, it also helps with the work and like building a good relationship. So that's those two, mentorship and also community, very important.
ya, great. Kalau aku juga boleh sharing ya, apa yang aku udah 6 tahun bekerja di satu company yang sama, 6 years, working in Indonesia Crypto Network dan investasi, ya karena aku nemu bos yang bisa jadi mentor. Jadi apa yang paling support is
like what really drives a sustainable career for ourselves, and like the quality is really curiosity. Like you really stay curious about the whole Web3 industry because it's evolving every day. And then the two is like you need a little bit of luck, right? Like in order for you to have an amazing team, for you to have like a good boss, for you to have like good referral and like mentorship, I think having a little bit of luck is quite important for me as well.
Yeah, curiosity. It's important. Okay, this brings us to the final topic, yeah. Talk about how to grow a career, how communities can support. Now let's focus on newcomers. I want to ask this next question to all of our speakers. What advice would you give to someone who is exploring Web3 for the first time? What advice? Start from you.
The first step I think is to find a good team.
Yeah, find new team.
Find a good job for yourself and to like really enter into this space to we all have a deep understanding of what's going on. If you just maybe hang around and maybe you can see some hype here, but you see the real logic behind this, and you can't like expect what's happening tomorrow and don't know what to do next step.
Yeah, so I feel like besides staying curious, also open-mindedness is very important because you may be working on like building project A, but that doesn't mean that like when you enter project B, the experience is going to be the same. Because what I see a lot of like different Web3 projects or like even like companies, even though they are building on the same, like for example problem statement, the whole work culture and the things or skill sets that you need is vastly different. So I think stay open-mindedness, like even your team, like the first team that you're with is not happy, or like you're not like feeling like this is the positive team. You just change because Web3 is moving fast. It gives you a lot of opportunity to also make changes and then really adapting to the right team that you desire.
Yeah, first open your mind. Vivi, spill dong advice buat yang pertama kali exploring Web3.
Kalau advice buat aku nomor satu adalah cari mentor and community yang sekiranya fit ke apa yang kalian inginkan gitu ya. Misalkan kalian pengen jadi kayak Feby nih, jadi builder gitu ya. Jadi carilah komunitas builder di Indonesia yang sekiranya bisa membantu kalian secara skill set komunitas gitu ya. Ada Dev Jogja, ada Blog Dev, ada Pelita Bangsa gitu kan, dan banyak komunitas developer lainnya. Biasanya juga Chain punya komunitas developer mereka sendiri, kayak Swiss, Base juga punya Solana gitu ya. Jadi kalian boleh cari sekiranya kalian pengen build apa di komunitas mana, pakai chain apa gitu ya, supaya kalian bisa mendapatkan support yang tepat. Itu nomor satu. Terus buat teman-teman yang sekiranya non technical roles nih, di luar seperti Feby ya, kayak mungkin kayak Anissa nih, exchange atau kayak aku ke chain itu, menurut aku deketin lah, misalnya nih kalian mau masuk base contohnya, mulai kontribusi di base, mulai pelajarilah komunitas yang kalian mau enter gitu ya. Apa sih yang mereka cari, culture-nya seperti apa, biasanya kalau mereka hiring orang seperti apa yang mereka cari gitu. Kalau memang ujung-ujungnya kalian pengen masuk ke rute seperti itu. Dan yang terakhir sih stay curious dan jangan malu bertanya, karena menurut aku as Anissa says, like Web3 is very early, dan sekarang only 6% of the whole world is on chain, which means that kalau hari ini kalian join di crypto, kalian belajar tentang crypto, kalian tahu tentang Bitcoin dan Ethereum, itu kamu udah masuk dari 6% yang on chain tadi, gitu. Jadi don't be afraid to ask questions and find someone yang kamu bisa trust untuk membantu mengarahkan dan menjawab pertanyaan-pertanyaan kamu.
Yeah, super. That's a comprehensive tips. Maybe advice.
Jujur aja, aku setuju sih. If you can find a mentor atau pertama community itu really good. Cuman menurut aku mungkin nggak bisa satu mentor tuh kalau one to one ke banyak orang yang mungkin pengen belajar dari dia. Jadi it's really good to have kayak niat untuk bisa belajar sendiri. Dimana as I mentioned kayak sekarang tuh udah mudah, you can just do it atau bahkan utilize AI sebagai kayak learning partner kalian. Karena personally aku tuh sering banget dapat pertanyaan yang sangat common, which is kalau mau mulai jadi web dev dari mana, dan kedua learning path itu start dari mana. And in my opinion di web industry yang sangat baru ini dan sangat fast paced, kayak gak ada kayak the perfect roadmap atau learning path ya. You just have to try and do it. Jadi gak usah takut dan cobain aja gitu loh. Step by step dari satu hal yang kalian masih gak tahu apa. Nanti bakal berlanjut terus sedikit-sedikit ini perjalanannya kalian belajar. Dan it's okay kayak to make mistakes di awal gitu. Gitu. Cuma start to do it today gitu kan. Ya itulah niat, have to quit.
Just do it ya, learning by doing. Cici ya, guys, tahu gimana caranya supaya bisa punya karir di exchange terus 4 tahun remote working. Pertama, satu, baca, read, broaden your knowledge, itu udah pasti. Soalnya kalau misalnya kita ngobrol sama orang, kita kalau kayak gak bisa orang kan sangat disayangkan ya. Jadi satu, always invest dari leher ke atas, knowledge, baca, and always learning, satu. And also, di dunia crypto itu banyak scam. And don't trust guys. Always verify. Any links can be phishing, can be scam. Kalian wallet kalian itu bisa ke-drain. Security paling important ya. And also, ini my personal preference. I don't go into drama. I stay away from the drama because our energy is so expensive. Yeah, recharge energy is so expensive, and we need to channel our energy to something that matters for us. So again, learn, read, don't trust, verify, and stay away from the drama. Stay away from the drama. Yeah, there's still a lot of drama on X. Yeah. Okay, let's hear. What advice?
Yeah, I always say same advice. Make social media, go to the event, make friends.
Make social media, personal branding, right?
Yeah, it's very important.
Go to the event networking and make friends. Take a picture together and then stay contact.
And if you can, please try to go to other countries' conferences. Maybe you can get more good opportunity for sure. And you guys already know us and you know me, and you can contact me anytime. And if I can support, I'm really happy to support.
Mau nambahin? Oh, mungkin satu lagi. Negara itu tidak hanya Indonesia. Negara itu banyak. Jadi aku setuju tadi. I do really agree with your point where you need to travel like abroad, because world is so big, and you need to use your privilege to see the world, talk to people, and broaden your knowledge. And we have that privilege, yeah.
Karena kayak tadi Ishi udah mention about scam, aku cuma pengen kasih reminder karena emang setuju tadi kayak dunia web itu udah belum scam, bahkan sekarang scam itu masuk ke job offer gitu kan. Jadi aku mengingatkan kalau misalnya kalian baru belajar Webpedia dan kalian kalau misalnya posting ke LinkedIn or anywhere bahkan Telegram, terus dikasih job offer yang gajinya tinggi, kalian coba cek lagi itu apakah repositorinya bener atau enggak AI atau siapapun yang bisa bantu kalian ngecek apakah codingannya itu ada aman atau ada malicious script yang bisa nge-hack atau nge-drain wallet kalian. Jadi kalau offer apapun itu terlalu bagus, please be careful aja, jangan langsung percaya ya.
Beberapa website kalau boleh kasih tips juga teman-teman, beberapa big companies itu bisa verify. Jadi kalau kalian ditawarin job offer dari company tersebut, minta orang yang ditawarin kalian job offer verify mereka siapa. Misalkan mereka dari base gitu ya, suruh salah satu orang base verify lewat X, lewat Twitter, kalau bisa supaya kalian nggak kena scam. Karena teman aku baru saja drain walletnya 100% ini karena job offer. Mengklik Google Meet link yang ternyata draining. Yes, jadi hati-hati.
Okay, thank you guys for sharing. We only have 8 minutes left, so before we close, before we wrap up, I'd like to invite all of you to share your closing statement, yeah? So, that's how we can closing statement.
Okay, this is my first time in Jakarta, and I'm really impressed by how rapidly digital finance is evolving here. And I'm looking forward to what's happening here in the next year.
Just do it. Just start somewhere, and then you'll find your right path. You'll find the area that you're interested in. Just don't fall into scams and then get discouraged. The industry is big. The industry is still growing. So once anything that's like you hit a challenge, just move on and then just do it again. Yeah.
For me, base is for everyone. Jadi buat teman-teman yang mau belajar as a builder, as a creator, as a trader, feel free to come up to us atau follow kita di Base Indo. And we look forward to welcoming you home. Kita bisa belajar bareng juga di Base. And let us know if we can help with anything.
Kalau dari aku paling anggap aja Web3 itu kayak everyone playground dimana kalian tuh bisa merealisasikan build any crazy idea, innovation yang kalian punya di Web3. Dan enaknya because Web3 kind of has no boundaries. Kalian tuh jadi bener-bener lihat lah backgroundnya apa, what's your gender, how old you are. Selama kalian tuh bisa give meaningful impact, di sini tuh adalah industri dimana kalian bisa be respected by what you can contribute to the space.
So, in pageant, like this universe, there's 3B, right? Brain, reading, behavior. But I think we need to change to other 3Bs, like bold, brave, and blessings. We need to be bold, we need to have our sense, brave in what we're doing, and also count our blessing. So that's my association. Bold, brave, and blessing. Always bersyukur. Alhamdulillah. Supaya dikasih rezeki lagi kan? Thank you. Travis. Okay, what about you, Hani? Closing statement, please. Oh, maybe you can promote your media or social media. You have so big followers, right?
Okay. Please follow me Twitter and Instagram. I love Jakarta. Thank you for letting me join.
Maybe last but not least, please promote your social media or project or communities to our audience here. Yeah, start from you.
Maybe I can answer. I know I just joined finance. What I said is that I think we are the first and only one who secured this approval under OJK7 blocks, and we will welcome more and more like asset managers or maybe potential asset issuers to join us. And also, if anyone is interested in the marketing scene or social media manager scene, can contact me. We are finding expert in this area.
Okay, so you guys can check through finance. Okay?
If you are building the project on DeFi, stablecoin payments, infra, tokenization, and you are fundraising, please find me.
Please go check ODD. Best for everyone.
Base is for everyone. We have a 6,000 USDC prize pool.
Please share juga ada campaign apa kita supaya teman-teman tahu.
Jadi hackathon, we have a Base Indonesia hackathon with 6,000 USD prize pool. Come build with us, ship your products. I will be one of the judges, so I'll be meeting some of you buat ngobrolin project kalian. Second of all, we are going to be releasing something next week, 17th of December, for Coinbase and Base. So stay tuned and don't blink because you'll miss the campaign.
Thank you. Vivi, go Vivi.
Yeah, so I'm building TV buat kalian yang kayak insecure dapat crypto payment takutnya wallet doxing dan membongkar portofolio kalian bisa cobain TV di bb.me. Dan kalau misalnya kalian mau nambah beban kreatif aku dan mau bikin project di Web3, boleh juga cari Crack Labs. Thank you.
Oke, kalau dari aku, mungkin kalau mau kontak secara profesional, you guys can find me on LinkedIn at Sarashina. Currently in Blockchain is a global crypto exchange and we're using it futures. And you guys can check it out. And let's be friends. Like if you want to follow in my Instagram, let me know. Drop me a DM.
Hani?
I'm helping WebEx as the biggest conference in Japan. Next year is in July. Please come to Tokyo with them.
Oh, next year in July ya, WebEx.
Yes, in July, WebEx.
Oke, di sini ada yang mau nanya mungkin? Ada yang mau bertanya? Gak ada? Oke, mungkin malu ya.
foto dulu bersama-sama, silakan. Kamera ready? Oke, geser pas di tengah. Oke, iya. In 3, 2, 1.
Bang, nebeng duduk sini nggak apa-apa ya bang?
Aha. Kita boleh minta game yang lebih seru. Boleh yang lebih seru, silakan kita ulang. 3, mau gimana guys? Bebas. 3, 2, 1. Lagi, Vici seru banget, gue suka. Boleh yang lain ngikutin. 3, 2, 1, yeay! Oke, sekarang kita create video ya. Video, kayaknya sudah siap, nanti kasih dadah aja ke kamera videonya. Oke, kamera ready? In 3. Iya, kasih dadah semua. Oke.